In earlier videos on graph theory, we've focused heavily on the properties of edges and how to traverse every single one on a graph. But in this video, we're shifting our focus to the vertex set. We are going to explore Hamiltonian cycles and paths. This is a field of graph theory where the vertex is the primary constraint. It governs how we model network efficiency and computational logic. While the rules are deceptively simple, the search for these structures remains a challenge in the field of mathematics. Let's look at the board and define the formal requirements. We're defining two specific structures based on the vertex set of a graph. The first one is a Hamiltonian path. It's a sequence of edges that visits every vertex in a graph once and only once. And the second is a Hamiltonian cycle, which is a Hamiltonian path that returns to the starting vertex. A graph is only called a Hamiltonian graph if it contains a Hamiltonian cycle. Simply having a Hamiltonian path is not enough. To be a Hamiltonian graph, you need the full set. The path must be able to close into a cycle. I have two different graphs on the board. Let's apply these definitions. And so starting with the graph on the left of the board, let's see if it's a Hamiltonian path or a Hamiltonian cycle. So we can begin at vertex A and move along the edge to vertex B and then cross to vertex C. From C, we can move to D and from D to E. So now we've visited every single vertex in the graph. However, there's no way back to our starting vertex A. So this is a Hamiltonian path, as there's no edge connecting vertex E to vertex A. So there's no cycle, and therefore it's not a Hamiltonian graph. Now let's look at the second graph on the right of the board. Let's start at vertex 1 and see if we can visit every vertex once and only once and return to vertex 1. So beginning at vertex 1, we can travel to 2, and then from vertex 2 we can use the edge to move to vertex 3, and from 3 we can move to 4, from 4 to 5, and then there's an edge that will take us back from vertex 5 to vertex 1 again. So this is a Hamiltonian cycle because this graph contains the full set. It has the path and the cycle. It's therefore classified as a Hamiltonian graph. In a Hamiltonian path or cycle, our mission is to visit every vertex. Think of the vertices as cities and the edges as roads. If your goal is to visit every city once, you only need enough roads to get you from A to B to C. If there are 5 different highways between 2 cities, you don't need to drive on all of them to say you visited the city. In fact, if you tried to use every single edge in a complex graph, you'd be forced to visit the same vertex multiple times, which breaks our primary rule. In Hamiltonian maths, edges are just tools to reach the vertices. Once the vertex is checked off, the extra edges are mathematically irrelevant. So our vertex rule, where we visit every vertex once and only once, means that we can only use an edge once. To use an edge for a second time, you would need to have to travel from vertex A to vertex B again. But to do that, you'd have to be standing at vertex A for a second time. The moment you step back onto a vertex you've already visited, the sequence is no longer Hamiltonian. Therefore, the once and only once rule for vertices automatically limits every edge to a single use as well. Gabriel Dirac provided a famous sufficient condition to help us determine whether a graph was a Hamiltonian graph. Dirac's theorem states, for a graph with n vertices, where n is greater than or equal to 3, if every single vertex has a degree of at least n divided by 2, then the graph is guaranteed to be a Hamiltonian graph. Let's apply this theorem to the graph on the left of the board. So we have 5 vertices, so n is equal to 5, and n is greater than or equal to 3. If we divide 5 by 2, we get 2.5. Now we can't have half an edge, so we round this up to 3. And so to guarantee that this is a Hamiltonian graph, every single vertex needs to have a degree of at least 3. So we can see that vertex A has a degree of 1, B has a degree of 2, C has a degree of 2, D has a degree of 2, and E has a degree of 1. So using this theorem, we cannot guarantee that the graph on the left of the board is a Hamiltonian graph. And as we saw, it's not. And if we apply the theorem to the graph on the right of the board, which again has 5 vertices, so n is equal to 5, n divided by 2 is 5 divided by 2, which again is 2.5, and we round this number up to 3, as we can't have half an edge. And so for this to be guaranteed to be a Hamiltonian graph, every vertex has to have a degree of at least 3. So let's look at the vertices. And as you can see, every single vertex has a degree of 4. So this graph is guaranteed to be a Hamiltonian graph. And as we saw, it actually is. But remember, this theorem provides a sufficient condition, not a necessary one. So we might have a graph that fails Dirac's theorem, but it's still a Hamiltonian graph. Now let's look at the famous Petersen graph. It has 10 vertices and 15 edges, and so it's quite easy to trace a Hamilton path here. So let's trace one. So remember, we need to visit every vertex once. So let's start at the top vertex. So there we have it. Every vertex has been visited, but do we have a Hamiltonian cycle and therefore a Hamiltonian graph? The answer is no. No matter how you try to connect these 10 vertices, you can never return to the start without repeating a vertex. So because it has a path but lacks a cycle, the Petersen graph is not a Hamiltonian graph. If you think you can connect them up, have a go at it and let me know how you get on in the comment section. However, the Petersen graph is what's known as a HypoHamiltonian graph. To be a HypoHamiltonian graph, a graph must satisfy 2 distinct conditions. So firstly, the graph itself is not a Hamiltonian graph, and so it doesn't contain a Hamiltonian cycle. However, if you remove any single vertex and the edges connected to it, the remaining graph suddenly becomes a Hamiltonian graph. The Petersen graph is the most famous HypoHamiltonian graph in existence. As stated in the demo, the full 10 vertex graph has no Hamiltonian cycle, and I hope you found that to be the case when you tried it yourself. If you delete any one vertex, you're left with 9 vertices. Those remaining 9 vertices will always have a Hamiltonian cycle. So let's try it. So I've deleted a single vertex, so we now have 9 vertices. So we should now have a Hamiltonian cycle. Let's give it a go. And there we have it. We started at the top vertex and passed through every vertex once and ended up back where we started. And so the Petersen graph is a HypoHamiltonian graph. And so to finish off, let's have a look at some challenges. So in this first challenge, we're asked, if a graph has 20 vertices, what is the minimum degree each vertex must have to guarantee it's a Hamiltonian graph? If you'd like to play along, pause the video now. So according to Dirac's theorem, in a graph with n vertices, where n is greater than or equal to 3, if every single vertex has a degree of at least n divided by 2, then the graph is guaranteed to be a Hamiltonian graph. So in the graph described here, n is equal to 20. So 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. So in this graph, for it to be guaranteed a Hamiltonian graph, then each vertex must have a degree of at least 10. In this second challenge, we have a graph with 6 vertices. Can you find a Hamiltonian cycle, a Hamiltonian path, or maybe neither? If you'd like to play along, pause the video now. So to find a Hamiltonian cycle, we will also find a Hamiltonian path. And to find a Hamiltonian cycle, we need to find a path that visits every vertex once and finds its way back to the vertex at which we started. So let's have a go. So we can start at vertex 6 and head to vertex 1. From vertex 1 to vertex 2, from vertex 2 to vertex 5, and then from vertex 5 to vertex 4, and from 4 to 3. And finally, we can move from vertex 3 and return to vertex 6, which is where we started. So this is therefore a Hamiltonian cycle, and therefore a Hamiltonian graph. For challenge 3, let's look at this graph. Again, it's got 6 vertices. Can you find a Hamiltonian cycle or a Hamiltonian path? If you'd like to play along, pause the video now. So let's see if we can visit every vertex once. We can start at vertex 4, travel to vertex 6. Now we have 4 choices. So let's head out to vertex 2. And now look what happens. We're stuck at vertex 2 because if we go back to vertex 6, it means that we visited vertex 6 twice. And it doesn't matter where you start on this graph, as you won't find a Hamiltonian path or cycle. So let's look at this graph. We have 8 vertices arranged in 2 columns. The first column contains 3 vertices, and the second column contains 5. Each vertex in the first column connects to every vertex in the second column. So we have a total of 15 edges. Can you find a Hamiltonian path or cycle in this graph? If you say yes, you can, make a list of the vertex sequence that forms the cycle or path, and let me know what it is in the comment section.